What makes Fujifilm cameras so special? Everyone's buying it. If you're one of those cool kids with the cool kid hats and the cool kid glasses, you know that Fujifilm has exploded because of social media. It has captured the cool kid audience's heart. But what makes it so special? Why is everybody and their auntie out there buying up these cameras? So you have all these people buying the Fujifilm X100Vs, the Fs, as they're buying up all the X100 cameras. They're also buying up all the XE cameras as well as the X Pro cameras and the XT cameras. In today's video, we're going to find out why everyone is buying Fujifilm cameras. Let's find out. Reason number one is because they're vain. Right off the bat, as I scroll the cool kids TikTok, I did notice one thing that they all have in common. They all comment on how beautiful their Fujifilm camera looks.
The Fujifilm X100 from 2010 is just a beautiful camera.
Cool kid.
I've had this camera for over a year now. It's small, it's light, it's really stylish.
Cool kid.
It's so pretty.
Cool kid.
Really love the retro vibe to it.
Cool kid. Oh man. I mean, they're not wrong. Fujifilm does make good looking cameras. Some would say they make the prettiest and unique looking cameras that are out amongst the major camera brands. Where you have the major brands going for more of a traditional uniform spam dial look, Fuji offers you the retro dials that you often see on old film cameras. Actually fidgeting with the dials and stuff. The process slows down for you. You are turning those dials and everything just feels tactile and everything is just clicking and you just feel so good doing it. Said this before and I'll say it again. Fujifilm knows how to make cameras that inspires you to go out and shoot. Why is this important? Well, you want to have fun, don't you? You want to learn about photography, don't you? You want to be able to express yourself creatively, don't you? And if you get good enough, you want to be able to make some money out of this. Don't you?
Don't you, baby?
The more time you spend learning how the camera works, learning how the exposure triangle works, learning how to properly compose an image, the better you get at it. Now, I've owned other camera systems before, and they don't hit the same as my Fujifilm camera. When I was first starting off photography, I had a Fujifilm X-T2, and I thought that camera was just amazing. Right off the bat, I love the size of it. I was traveling during this time, so the size was very important to me. I also love the way Fuji cameras are designed. I thought the Fujifilm X-T2 was such a sexy looking camera. Every time I stared at it, I would just want to take it outside and just use it. And that I did. Whenever I had the chance, I would take that camera out with me all times. Even nowadays when I'm out exploring the town with my Fuji. And that's why sometimes being vain matters, aesthetics matters, good looking camera matters, Fujifilm matters. And like I said before, when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, it puts you in a better space to create. And that's why I think their camera aesthetics plays a huge role in why people are just now getting into Fujifilm cameras. And reason number two is because they're lazy. Cool kids are lazy. They can't be bothered with editing photos nowadays. The time wasted trying to learn how to edit a raw photo to make it look like it was shot on film. Who has time for that? Well, not these cool kids. Not these cool kids. Listen, nowadays with how fast the internet is moving, how fast the social media is moving, some of us cool kids don't have time to edit photos anymore. They would rather get something that looks good straight out of the camera. And that's where these Fujifilm simulations comes into play. As you may know, Fujifilm has a long history of making film stocks back before everything went digital. These film simulations are exactly that. They are a reimagining of old film stock. So if you're a cool kid that doesn't want to learn how to edit and post-process a raw photo, try shooting in JPEG and use one of their film simulations. I promise you, Fuji's straight out of the camera JPEGs are so good, you don't even need to do any editing to it. It looks great just as is. The colors that are being produced on a Fujifilm camera is absolutely stunning in my opinion. I think it's the best in the game at the moment. Something about the way the sensor captures an image speaks to me. There's like a feeling to it, there's like a mood to it, there's just a vibe with it, and I'm all for it. Another note I like to point out is their skin tones look great. I think Fujifilm's skin tone is probably one of the best in the game. I shot with Sony, Panasonic, Nikon cameras before, and every time I look at an image, something about it just feels off. And don't forget that you can manipulate these Fuji colors even more inside your camera. You can configure your settings in a way and save them as a preset. These are what I like to call Fujifilm recipes. FujiXweekly.com, they share recipes with you that they created on their Fujifilm cameras. The owner, Richie, is like a mad scientist, and what he does is just play around with the camera settings and try to replicate a film stock look to give it more of a distinct look. He has made loads of film recipe that makes it like look even better than the default film simulation. Again, you can program your camera to have the Kodak Portra 400 film recipe look, the Cinestill, the Kodachrome, and so much more. So I recommend you guys look into FujiXweekly.com for more Fujifilm recipes. So my question is, why would you need to learn how to edit and post-process a RAW file when you can have all that done in your Fujifilm camera? And that's because they're lazy. And reason number 3 is because they're cheap. These cool kids don't have enough money to go out and buy Leicas or the Sony full frames and the Nikon Z7. What better way for Fujifilm to position themselves in? Generally speaking, Fujifilm cameras are cheaper than the full frame competitors out there. If you want to compare Fujifilm's body with their top lenses versus someone like a Sony body and their top lenses at the same focal length, you're going to notice that Fujifilm is not so bad when it comes to the price. Having reasonably priced Fujifilm cameras makes the barrier to entry a lot more accessible, meaning that more people can get their hands on Fujifilm and start using them. And because of that, they can get great image quality immediately. And reason number 4 is because they're weak. I think with Fujifilm, bigger is not always better. And Fujifilm makes their bodies small, minus the XH line. Everything about their design screams cute, compact, yet powerful. Their lenses are smaller than their full frame counterparts as well. Cool kids nowadays, they want a camera that they can carry around and put in their tote bags. They don't want to be lugging around 30 pounds worth of gear. They're not strong enough to do that. So even having something that you can put around your wrists or sling around the back without much weight is going to help. I think people are just finally realizing that you don't always need a full frame camera. You can get great results on an APS-C camera. It also takes up less space when you're traveling and it doesn't add any bulk. The name of the game is to be sleek and compact, something that Fujifilm cameras are known for. Having heavier gear can sometimes take the fun out of photography. The other times you would want a small, compact yet powerful camera like the Fujifilm X100V or the XE4 or the XS10 that can get into places that you can't seem to get with your full frame DSLR cameras or your full frame mirrorless cameras. The bigger the camera gear, the more attention you're going to draw to yourself. And the last thing we want is to be noticed by people seeing our big ass camera. With these small, compact cameras, people are barely going to notice. They probably think you're playing with a toy, and because it's so cute looking. And let's move on to the last reason, and that's because of social media. I think this has been one of the huge main reasons there has been a huge demand for Fujifilm cameras nowadays. You have all these TikTokers making viral videos about the Fujifilm camera that gets hundreds of thousands of views, if not millions of views, all promoting the Fujifilm brand and the cameras. It's insane. I don't think I've seen hype like this for other brands, so this is just crazy. We're living in a crazy time where you can just make like a 10-second clip showing a retro style camera, and then it just shifts the consumer's mindset to look into Fujifilm cameras. It's ridiculous. And the last bonus tip that I want to mention is the reason why people are looking into Fujifilm cameras nowadays is because film photography is getting expensive. Instead of wasting money buying film and then getting it developed and wasting all that time and stuff like that, people are looking into Fujifilm cameras because Fujifilm cameras JPEGs resembles that of a film camera. And that's why a lot of people are looking into this. It's just more cost effective buying a Fujifilm camera instead of re-upping on film stocks. Those things cost a lot of money and it does add up. All right, there you have folks. These are reasons why I feel people are buying up Fujifilm cameras. Honestly, the hype is real. It just takes one video to go viral and then it just catches on. If you found this video helpful or entertaining in any way, do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. I talk about Fujifilm on this channel. I would greatly appreciate your support. And as always, my name is Tongue. I'll see you in the next video. I love you.